Friends of Wild Alaskan Pollock. Today guys, we're going to tackle a healthy redo on a classic. We're doing fish and chips with a DC attitude. To begin with, we're going to create some chips. We're going to do that with the orange sweet potato as opposed to the white starchy one. This one's got much more minerals in it and overall just tastes even better. So, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 205 degrees Celsius. All right, we're not going to peel our sweet potato because underneath the skin are all these essential goodness. In order to move on to our next step though, we need a knife, we need it sharp, and then we're gonna just take the top off. From there, you're just gonna create your chips. Now these can be in big wedges. For me, that is the size I'm looking for. Probably about the size of my finger, so whatever yours looks like, that's pretty ideal as well. So from here, we're gonna add in our olive oil, and then of course, a good addition of salt and pepper. All right, so to roast our sweet potatoes, we have our roasting tray, but as you can see, we've also got a drying rack on top. What this is gonna do is rather than just cook our sweet potatoes from the top, it's also gonna make sure they get right around it. So if you do have a drying rack, then just simply place them down on your baking sheet and allow the hot oven air to get around it. If you don't, it's totally fine. This is just an extra step that if you do have the ability to do so, to have a crack. We have a nice bit of space between them all, so they all get even amount of heat and TLC, so you get a nice crispy edge all the way around. With any good fish and chips, you have an epic sauce to go with it. It's tartare, tartare, depending on where you're from, or just a sauce in general. Now, if you have one of these at home already, awesome. If you don't, I'm gonna show you how you can create your own. All you'll need are some eggs, lemons, parsley, or your favorite herbs, some mustard, and some oil. We're gonna begin by separating our egg. Nice clean crack. Find that break and just separate. As you do so, you'll peel off one shell, and then you just lovely transfer between the two. And that'll get the white off. And then all you have remaining is your yolk. You got yourself a whisk or a fork, that's definitely gonna help. It's gonna help aerate your sauce. From there, just gonna break them up a little bit and just kind of give it an initial whisk. Once they're broken, we're gonna add in our mustard. Give that an initial whisk. As you're doing that, season with a bit of salt and a sprinkling of pepper. From there, I'm gonna add in the oil with the other hand. So just slowly, in a nice steady stream, add in your oil. Now we're at the dollopy consistency of tartare. It's now time to add in the extra flavors. We've got ourselves some parsley. Transfer your herbs straight to your tartare. Give that a little whisk. Of course, you cannot leave any sauce without acidity, the best form of acidity. We're gonna use the zest for something else, but before we squeeze out the juice, we do need to get that zest out. So grab yourself a microplane or a zester and have some fun and games. Let's get all the juice out of this bad boy. Give that a nice mix together. And by adding the lemon juice, it will thin out a little bit. So you want it thicker, just add a bit more of your fat. Boom. So recap, eggs, split, yolks, couple of sauces, whisk together with some oil, season, see you later. You got your own tartare or mayonnaise done. So our chips are almost ready. Our sauce is in fact done. So now we need to give some TLC to our fish. And the fish we're using today is Wild Alaskan Pollock. It is certified as the most sustainable fish on the planet. It is an abundant and it's wild, it's caught ethically, it's fantastic for you, most importantly, and easy to cook with. So what we're gonna do here, I just have some beautiful fillets, skin on, still ready to have some fun and games. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn our heat onto medium high. To our pan, we're gonna add in some olive oil. And we're just gonna let that move about freely. Now with fish, it is important that you do not season until you're about to go onto the pan because fish can dry out. We don't want that happening. So we're just gonna see and wait for this to kind of move about 3, 2. So I'm just gonna pat our fish down. I'm gonna season with salt on the top just to help with that skin crust. And then just gonna carefully lay our Wild Alaska Pollock down to get that sizzle. To go with our awesome fish, just to next level it with a really simple technique. Instead of frying or battering our fish today for our fish and chips, we're gonna do a herb crust. So all I've got in here are some seeds and some oregano. So dried oregano, we have also some chia seeds along with some sesame seeds. You can use cumin seeds as well, whatever you kind of have available to you. And of course, gonna add in our lemon zest. Give it a little toss, mix it all up. Oh, crispy edge. This is a really easy fish to cook with. I don't want to cook it for too long on the other side because residual heat will cook it through. So just a few seconds, and then I'm going to transfer to a plate. All you have to do is just season the top of your fish with that little herb rub you made. We have our sauce, we have our fish. Now it's time to newspaper up. The way we have fish and chips came out of a newspaper. To my friends of Wild Alaskan Pollock, now you have another dish to add to your repertoire. Healthy fish and chips using Wild Alaskan Pollock, sweet potato chips along with the sauce as well. I want to see you recreate this, so make sure you tag myself, tag Wild Alaskan Pollock, and of course we love to share. Catch you next time, guys. Bye.